And VZ says, first ever super chat for any YouTube stream. Thank you, man. Thanks for the weekly entertainment. For each of you, what is your favorite bit of dialogue you have said in any of your scripted videos? I mean, I think I said one where it's like that thing had all the impact of a left hook from Stephen Hawking. I quite enjoyed that one. It's going to have to be an insult of some kind, you know.
There's a sequence I remember being really happy with how it turned out in TFA Part 3, and it was basically a big rant about how everything's been destroyed, like beyond Star Wars. It's just everything. I had visuals from like so many franchises. I remember it took a while to get everything the way I wanted it, and I chose a Ramin Djawadi track from Westworld, not because I was referencing Westworld, but because the song felt perfect. And unsurprisingly, that video could not be monetized because of that song, but it was worth it because I love the vibe of that sequence. I'm very happy with it, but you know, the script as well. It is, if you ever wanted to know how upset I am as a result of all of the shit that's happened, it's in that sequence.
The most significant failures of TLJ, and, well, this whole trilogy, is a marked misunderstanding of character and the thematic choices being so utterly unsuitable for the context while being brashly bungled in delivery. TLJ, aging like vomit. Anyway, the Hosnian system has now been destroyed. The Republic is no more. The scene is so abrupt and lacking context that they may as well have written the opening crawl to simply say, Luke Skywalker has vanished. The Republic has been destroyed by the First Order. Also, there's a map. Okay, here's the movie. Perhaps in some kind of cruel irony, it would have been less jarring for the world building if they had done it that way. That's where we're at, folks. Oh, and before we close on this scene, giving the troopers a speech as if to rally them is very striking within the film, no doubt solidifying the troopers as the villainous army. But it's a very strange choice when we've established that it's not at all necessary. The troopers are conditioned and programmed from birth, so what is this speech for? Is it for the audience, I wonder? Because that's pretty lame in order to reach your visual. Maybe it's for any potential Finns out there who are shaken in their belief of the First Order. Though I doubt this kind of speech would convince those people to be loyal. It might just have the opposite effect, actually. I suppose we can wave this off as Hux being incompetent. The final thing worth mentioning here is the realization that the planets are destroyed in proximity of our heroes. Look how close they are. If that system is so far away that they had to make a pit stop for a ship, then this can't happen.
Some people have said, that's not how space works. You wouldn't see that light from a different star system. And to those people I say, you are absolutely right. The Force Awakens is not a science lesson.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what it sounds like when you've given up on your script in favor of creating an experience that you hope people will have.
You should be more concerned with creating art that is emotionally resonant than something that is, like, intellectually satisfying.
The mistake that both JJ and Just Right make is assuming that an era like this is ignored in favor of an emotional payoff, when that is precisely the opposite for so many people. Let me ask you this. How many people have said, wow, I was taken out of that scene because of how scientifically accurate it was? Or, I couldn't get immersed, it made too much sense. What I mean to say by this is that when you have things that function as they do in reality or in established universal rules, they will very rarely ruin someone's emotional investment. But if you flip that around, I wonder how many more people will be sucked right out. In terms of a pragmatic choice, I would side with making your script make sense. And hey, it'll also provide you with a more coherent story, so why not? But yeah, subjectively, you run the gambit of either providing confusion or shock and awe. Objectively, that's just a straight-up admitted mistake because you couldn't be bothered to work just a little bit harder. Tell me, Mr. Abrams, if we take your idea to its logical endpoint, then why are there rules at all? Why are there physics? Why do we have any scenes in which characters explain how something works? Why do we tend to stick to these things if it doesn't matter? The answer, of course, is that you like rules, and you will stick to rules because everyone typically likes rules because they help everyone understand just what in the world is going on. But that only lasts as long as they don't get in the way of a big shiny payoff you desperately want to splash into your your audience's faces. Logic goes from being a helpful friend to a roadblock, and suddenly writers feel compelled to get it out of their story as soon as possible at any cost. It's a sad cop-out, but it presents a good point about writing disciplines in a large amount of bigger budget movies. This is the standard. As long as you think someone might feel good about your work, you don't have to adhere to any form of measurement or rule, even the ones you created. This is something that myself and many other creators want to discourage, because this sentiment is only sapping your potential. You, listening now as a possible aspiring writer, are being presented this golden rule for your foundation when there is a simple tweak to push you so much further. You can maintain the thought that people will feel good about your particular story, your particular payoff, your particular idea, because molding it to fit within your own world and the rules set as presented can only help push that payoff to a wider audience. Instead of decrying criticism as surface-level dribble that misses a greater theme or point of the piece, let it increase your talents as a writer and doctor of your own scripts. Having something to say is the easy part, but molding and delivering that message, carving it in continuity and pushing every piece alongside it while remembering where and why every element coexists is where the memory, effort, time, and struggle come in. It's where the talent comes in. It's what separates the great. When writers falter, when they give up, when they just want to see a big red laser streaming across the pale blue sky, what is their excuse?
The Force Awakens is not a science lesson.
Otherwise known as, I want it this way, leave me alone. That doesn't bother me at all.
That doesn't bother me at all.
Well, I am happy for you, as I am sure the many franchise pioneers are happy, witnessing their works burning month after month, year after year. Happy, seeing their achievements and cultural legacies being further represented by an indolent, avaricious, uninspired rot, coursing through creativity like a jealous cancer, powered by the very idea that there is no such thing as a bad script, and that perhaps we should award the unsolicited and very much unwelcome effort alone, regardless of the transparent caliber of focus-tested slurry spilling onto that once celebrated and eminent screen.